Hello, everybody, and once again, welcome to another episode of my dividend, my investment strategies and goals. And I am the Dividend Bloodhound. Well, my channel is anyway. In this episode, I want to talk to you guys about the Moneybox app. Now, some of you that have been in the looking into investment might have seen this one. It's been quite popular recently. It's been featured in the Financial Times, in the Telegraph. It's been on BBC News. It's been all over the place, quite well publicised. I'm going to have to come up with a better way of showing you these things, but this is, as with all things, there's an app on your phone that you can look at your investments, exactly how it's going 100% of the time. I'm going to have to come up with a much better way of showing you these things, because I'm realising that if I show you on my phone, it's backwards to you guys, so I'm going to have to come up with a better way of doing that. Bear with me on that one, I will sort it out in the long term. There is my login screen, backwards writing, and obviously my password. I will, of course, put that in off camera. And I'll take you guys through it. So it is a super easy to use app. You can download it. It takes you through the process really simply, and you just pop your way through it, put in your details. You don't have to invest a massive, huge lump sum again. You'll notice this as a theme all the way through my videos. You can just start with small bits of what some people might even call petty cash. For less than a cup of coffee from Starbucks or whatever, you can invest that money. Now, even if you buy a Starbucks, you can invest the money with one of the features in this app called roundups. So every time you buy something on your credit card, if you link your credit card or your debit card more accurately, it rounds the money up. So if you spend £3.89 on a Starbucks, for example, that 11p up to £4 goes into your investment account, and it gets collected weekly, and then it gets siphoned off and put in your nice little investment account, where it will obviously work for you. So it's a good way of saving a little bit while also treating yourself, which if you've seen the TV advert, that is exactly what they're going for there. You can also do a payday deposit. So as soon as you get paid, you can put in whatever you want, really. There isn't really an upper limit. I obviously imagine that not many people are going to be putting thousands away. Me, for example, mine is £50. So as soon as I get paid by my employer, the £50 goes straight into the Moneybox account where it's put to work. And then I've also set up, I don't have roundups on at the moment because there's a bit of a problem with it for me and my debit card. That's my problem. It shouldn't cause you guys any trouble at all. I do have a weekly deposit on as well, so that'll be £20 a week on top of the £50. So the first week is at £70 straight into the investment account. It offers you can deposit anytime. You don't have to use that weekly deposit, the payday deposit, or the roundups. You can literally, if you come up with some spare cash one time, your granny gives you some extra money or whatever, you can use that, and you can put that straight into your account as well and get it working for you. It's split over a few different accounts, so you can get what's called a general investment account, which is what I've got because I already have a stocks and shares ISA elsewhere. You've got a pension account, you've got a lifetime ISA, and you've got a 95-day notice account. And the 95-day notice account does exactly what it says on the tin. You can't touch the money for 95 days, but it stays in cash form, so you can access it immediately after the 95 days. And you earn a pretty decent return against it. Don't quote me on it, you'd have to have a look at yourself, but I believe it's up somewhere near 2 or 3%. The stocks and shares ISA is exactly the same as the general investment account, and it's protected from tax. So you choose your fund that you're going to invest in. I'll go into that in a little bit. And then you don't pay any tax on your returns from that investment, which you wouldn't anyway. And then your lifetime ISA and your pension, if you look into the rules around the lifetime ISA, you can only withdraw it to buy a house or at the age of 60, I believe it is. Now, I haven't done that because I want to be able to get at my money or move it somewhere else if I really want to. but it might be something that you want to look into, especially with lifetime ISAs and help to buy ISAs, as the government pays in extra money to you. It's essentially free money. So it might be worth looking at. It might be worth looking at, especially if you're saving or investing to try and get your first step on the property ladder. Now, my account is a general investment account, so as you can see here, there's £943 in there. Then you've got your little options here and here to add extra money. They're going to do that. They're going to advertise to try and get you to top up here and there. You can also, the app is quite hands-on. Rather, like if you watch my Scottish Friendly video, that app really isn't that helpful. It just does exactly what it says. Whereas this one, it shows you where your money's been taken, what your cycle is. So you can see there, like my deposits here and there each week, and you can also journey into the future, which is quite an interesting thing. So if you're putting in £20 a month, let's say, it shows you what your money is going to be like in 10 years time. So in 2029, it says if I continue at £20 a week, there will be £24,524 in my account at that point, including gains of £6,000. Just sounds good to me, doesn't it? I imagine it does to you too. And then it shows you what happens if you increase that to £30 or if you increase that to £50. Like according to this, if you invest £50 as your weekly deposit, which is a substantial amount of money. I mean, that's £200 a month. Some people will obviously not be able to afford that, and that is, of course, fair enough. This is just about getting people into investment simply, but this is just quite a high-end example. It says by 2029, if you invested £50 a week, your savings would be worth £45,000 and gains of £11,000. It depends on how aggressively you invest your money as well. So when you set up your account, it will give you three options. So you'll have the squirrel, the owl, or the fox account. Now these denote risk according to Moneybox. So I believe the squirrel is the lowest risk account. So that is where your money will be absolutely at its safest, but your returns will be not minimal, but your returns will be about 2 to 4% historically. Then if you look at the owl is kind of the middle ground, where you'll earn obviously the middle part of that, so anything from between 4, 6 to 8%. And then if you go for the Fox account, which carries the most risk, that's you prioritising growth. But to prioritise the growth of your portfolio, you have to accept extra risk. Now that for this account is what I have done. I've opted for the Fox account, and all that does when you change your account, so to speak, is it just changes what you're exposed to risk-wise. So the portfolios are made up of like global shares, property, and cash investments. Now the mix of that will be changed, denoted on your appetite for risk, so to say. So the Fox account will have more global shares in it because that's where the most growth is, but also carries the most risk because that the market fluctuates quite a bit. So for my account at the moment, the performance isn't actually that great, if I'm truly honest. So I'm looking at it. It does say I've got £943 in there, but my actual investment has gone down in value by £10.98p or 1%. That includes Moneybox's fees. So some of that money, if I break it down, so it's got that cool little thing where you can break it down into where it's invested. Sorry, I can't. There we go. Focus on it properly. So it's got what it's broken down is in Vanguard Life Strategy, which is the global shares, the global property equity, which is the second biggest bit, and then the legal and general cash trust at the bottom, which is where the safe money is. It's broken down into £550 in global shares, £328 in property, and £46 in the cash fund. Now I can change that at any time. If all of a sudden I don't fancy the risk anymore, I can bring that straight down, and Moneybox allows you to do that. pretty instantly, which is quite good if you all of a sudden you decide that you want to close shop basically and not have the risk anymore. When looking at the breakdown as well, it also shows what Moneybox's fees are. So Moneybox charges £1 a month, I believe it is, which is really not much and should more than be covered usually by your investment gains. And then there's like a small management fee as well, which is like 0.3 or 0.4% of your investment. And then that goes down if you get over a certain threshold. Now, forgive me, I can't remember what that threshold is. But looking at this, you can easily see where your money's going, what it's doing in terms of its funds, and you can manipulate it and change it as you see fit. So at the moment I'm having to lump it that essentially I've put £954 in and I've only got £943 in there instead, but I've only had the app for a year, maybe not even that. And as we've always said, long-term investing is key, so it's the time-based thing. So I'm happy with that. I'm not gonna rush and withdraw my money, and like I would advise you shouldn't either, or you should think carefully before you pull your money out because it's lost a couple of percent. There is a funny little market saying that the best performing accounts are dead people's accounts, and that is that, and morbidly, it is that for a reason, because obviously they can't touch their investments, so they actually like stay the course, and then it turns out that it over time it just works out. It works out far better. Like obviously, please don't, like, on my word, leave something in there. If you can clearly tell that something is happening, by all means pull your money. But I'm just saying, just have that little thought first, that is it just a bump in the road, or is it a major like stock market issue or whatever where you might want to pull your money and put it somewhere safer. Just have that foresight first, and obviously clearly that isn't what investing's about. So yeah, it is a little bit of a skill, but at the same time it's just about sometimes having patience and staying the course. And that is about it for this episode of my investing goals and my strategies. And this has been the Moneybox app, and a little introduction to it, and hopefully encouraging you guys to invest. If you like what you see, please subscribe in the buttons below, or like the video, or comments. I'm interested to hear from you guys in what you do, what you invested in, what you plan to invest in. Like I'm here to like help, but I'm also here to learn as well. I'm not a guru. I don't pretend to be, but I want to help, and I believe people under 30 in this country, the UK and probably the world, are lagging behind in the investing, and there's no reason for that. Like, everybody can put away a little bit of money each month for your future at the end of the day, and it's for a bigger purchase and for a property or whatever in the future. Anyway, I'm dragging on a bit too long for a conclusion. If you like what you see, subscribe below, and I'll catch you all in another video.